start a business in the Philippines, first, register your business name with the Department of Trade and Industry for sole proprietorship or the Securities and Exchange Commission for partnership and corporation. Then get a barangay clearance and mayor's permit from your city or municipality. Register with the Bureau of Internal Revenue to get your taxpayer identification number and print official receipt. If you have employees registered with the Social Security Systems, Philippine Health Insurance Corporation and Home Development Mutual Fund or Pag-ibig Fund for their benefits. If you have 5 or more employees, register with the Department of Labor and Employment, and next, apply for electricity, water, and phone or internet services from your local providers. Lastly, depending on your business type, you may need to register with the other agencies like the Food and Drug Administration, Department of Tourism, or Philippine National Police. To get a business permit and license, you'll need a locational clearance if you're a new applicant or changing your business address. If your place is rented, submit the lease contract and the building's owner's mayor's permit as real estate lessor. If it is sublease, include the agreement and the building owner's consent. If the place is owned, provide a copy of the land title or tax declaration. You also need your DTI registration for sole proprietorship or SEC-approved articles of incorporation or partnership for new corporation, for new applicants only. A barangay clearance, public liability insurance, and a residence certificate are also required. A and B for single proprietorship and C and C1 for corporation. For renewals, submit your latest financial statement or BIR income tax return. Depending on your business type, you may also need special permits. To get a locational clearance before a building or business permit, lot owners planning to build or tenants planning renovation must apply. They need to submit a filled-out application form, 5 signed architectural plans, barangay clearance, land title, latest real property tax payment, floor area ratio, if required, and a notarized authorization for the person processing the papers. For business, owners starting a new business or transferring to a new location must also apply. Requirements include a notarized business permit, application form, business clearance, DTI or SEC registration, occupancy permit, and either a land title with tax receipt if owned or lease contract if rented. If no renovation was made, a notarized affidavit from the owner is needed, plus authorization for whoever is following up the application. When applying for a business name online, you must follow the rules under the Business Name Law RA 3883. Your business name should not contain illegal, immoral, or offensive words. It can copy or be similar to existing registered trademarks, trade names, or business names. It must not use names reserved for government agencies, international organizations, or restricted by law. Generic or common names that don't distinguish your business aren't allowed. The name should not mislead customers or misrepresent what your business does. Lastly, the name must be unique and not the same as people's names or subject to any legal restriction or court orders. Sole proprietorship is a business owned by one person who registered with DTI. The owner is the business and responsible for all debts. If the owner leaves or dies, the business ends, and the owner keeps all the profits. For the partnership is owned by 3 people and registered with SEC. Partners share the money they put in, the work, and the debts. If a partner leaves or dies, the business may end unless they agree otherwise. Profits are shared between partners. For the corporation is a separate legal business owned by many shareholders and registered with SEC. It raises money by selling shares Owners are only responsible for what they invest. The business keeps going even if owners change. Profits are given to shareholders as dividends. One-person corporation is like corporation but owned by one person only. Registered with SEC, it is own legal business. The owner's risk is limited. The business continues even if the owner changes. The owner gets all profits. For the cooperative, it is owned by members who register with CDA. Members share ownership, work, and profits. Liability is limited. The cooperative continues even members change. Profits are shared based on how much member participate. General partnership is easy to form and doesn't need to register with the SEC. All partners help manage the business and are fully responsible for its debts. They can give money, property, or services. In a limited partnership, you must register with the SEC. It has two types of partners: general partners, who manage and are fully responsible, and limited partners who only give money or property and are not involved in managing. Limited partners are only responsible for the amount they invested. If a general partner leaves or dies, the business might close. But if it's just a limited partner, the business can still continue. A partnership is a long-term business between three people, usually with a firm name, shared property, and a joint management. Partners can bind the business and each other in transactions. It has legal personality once formed. A joint venture is for a short-term or one-time project only. It doesn't use a firm name. Each member keeps ownership of their own property, and no one can make decisions or deals for others. It has no legal personality on its own. Barangay microbusiness enterprises enjoy income tax exemption and are not required to follow the minimum wage law. Though employees must still receive SSS, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig benefits. However, businesses like franchises, those with multiple branches or with assets worth 3 million and above, and those registered as professionals or self-employed are not qualified. To register with the DTI, submit BMBE Form 01, your DTI business name certificate, mayor's permit, breakdown of your assets or financial statement, a photo of your business, and valid IDs. If someone else applies for you, include a special power of attorney and their ID. After getting your BMB certificate of authority, register with the BIR by submitting BIR Form 1905, a notarized sworn statement of capital with asset breakdown, a notarized affidavit stating no branches or other facilities, and your latest income tax return. Remember, even if you're exempt from paying income tax, you still need to file for your income tax return and pay other taxes like business and withholding tax. Finally, BMB registration must be renewed every 2 years. An offer is a clear and definite intention to enter into a contract, showing that the person making it is ready to be legally bound once accepted. An advertisement, on the other hand, is usually just an invitation to make an offer, not a contract itself. In Pepsi, Where's My Jet?, the debate was whether Pepsi commercial showing a Harrier jet for Pepsi points was real offer or just a joke advertisement. The court ruled it was just an advertisement, not a serious offer, because no reasonable person would think Pepsi was actually offering a military jet. The marketing communication has 5 types. First, we have the advertising, and its subtypes are print and broadcast ad, packaging outer, packaging inserts, and motion pictures. Second one, sales promotion, and the subtypes are contests, games, sweepstakes, lotteries, premium and gifts, sampling and fairs and trade shows. The third one, we have the public relation. The subtypes are press kits, speeches, seminars, and annual reports. The next one is the personal selling, and under that are sales presentation, sales meeting, incentive programs, and samples. Lastly, of course, we have the direct marketing, and the subtypes are catalogs, mailings, telemarketings, and lastly, electronic shopping. For our food product, we have burger. Our cost of goods is 1,500, and our packaging will be 100. Our production is 100 also. For our fixed cost, the labor is 500, and also the utilities 500. We're going to add these two, and the total is 1,600, and these two is 1,000. 1,600 divided by the production, which is 100, is equal to 1,600 divided by 100 is equal to 16 pesos. So 1,000 divided by 100 is equal to 10. We're going to add the 2. So 16 plus 10 is equal to 26. So now we're going to add our profit margin. Since it's food, it is 100%. So 26 plus 100% is equal to, let's see, 26 plus 100%, 52 pesos. So 52. And next one, we're going to add our buffers since it's food. 30%. So 52 plus 30% is equal to, let's see, plus 30% is equal to 67.6. 67.6. So we're not going to add tax because it's not a big business. So the total cost is 67.6. Our selling price, we're going to be 70 pesos for a burger. The computation of the non-food product and the ROI. Non-food, I chose the tote bag. For our production is 150 per day, and our price is 180 pesos per pieces. So going to our variable cost, we have printing expenses, which costs 2,000, and we multiply the 180 pesos to 150. 180 multiplied by 150 is equal to 180 times 150 is equal to 27,000. 27,000. And next, 27,000 plus the 2,000. So we're going to add the 27,000 plus 2,000. It is equal to 29,000. 29,000. So now we're going to divide the 29,000 to production piece per day. So 29,000 divided by the production, which is 150, is equal to 29,000 divided by 150 is equal to 193.3. 193.3. And next, going to our fixed cost. Fixed cost. The utilities is 500 and the labor is also 500. And we're going to add the two. It is 1,000 divided by our production per day. So 1,000 divided by 150 is equal to 1,000 divided by 150 is equal to 6.66. So we can 6.67. And for our profit margin, we have 25%. 25%. So we're going to add the 193.3 and 66.67. So 193.3 plus 6.67. 193.3 plus 193.3 plus 6.67. It is 199.97 is equal to 199.97. It is our total cost. Then we're going to add our profit margin, which is 25%. So 199.97 times 0.25. 0.25 is equal to 199.97 times 0.25 is equal to 49.99. So we can round off to make the 50 pesos. So we're going to put here the 50 pesos since it's 49.99. Then we're going to add 199.97 plus the equals to profit margin is 50 equal 199.97 plus 50 is equal to 249.97. And again, I will round up to make it 250. 250. And going to our tax is 12%. 250 plus our tax, so times 0.25. I know, times 0.12 rather. 12 is equal to 250 times 0.12 is equal to 30. And 250 plus 30 is equal to 280. Our selling price could be 280 also. Selling price 280. And for our ROI, for machine and computer, we can assume that 100,000. And we're going to divide the 100,000 to our total in markup, which is 50. So 100,000 divided by 50 is equal to 100,000 divided by 50 is equal to 2,000. So to get our ROI, we need 2,000 pieces of tote bag to be sold to get the ROI.